All right, let's do it. 5 minutes on the clock, and then we will get to your tweets. Let's see. There's the timer. Show me them tweets. All right, here we go. Hit it. All right, Wonderboy is contemplating making the jump to 185 pounds. Yay or nay? I think what I would say is, certainly after speaking to him, let's wait a second. I would say it's probably okay with the right matchup. Maybe not a huge middleweight, because as you noted, he walks around 185, 190. Folks, I know lightweights that walk around at 185, 190. I know lightweights that walk around heavier than 190. So not saying no, just saying let's see how things shake out for his ranking position. Let's see what that 185-pound fight is and see which one makes the most sense. Next. What do you believe is the bigger factor for the KO in the Pettis Wonderboy fight? Is it a product of the non-weight cutting fighter retaining power by not depleting themselves, or the weight cutting fighter dehydrating the brain, causing them to be more susceptible to a KO? No, I don't think it's got anything to do with it. He might have had more power. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why in the Monday Morning Analyst that was the case. Basically, it was, I looked at every scenario where Wonderboy has been knocked down in the UFC and what the commonalities are, and this situation fit all of those to basically a T. It was a moment where Wonderboy operates under a set of conditions where he has success when those are established. If you can take away usually two or more of them, then you can land some pretty significant shots. I think Anthony Pettis had 3 taken away. I will show you that later. Next. Out of the following 3, which matchup would intrigue you the most for Anthony Pettis? 1, Cowboy Cerrone at 155. They've already fought, so no. Conor McGregor at 155, maybe. Robbie Lawler at 170. Definitely McGregor in that case, because Lawler's too big, and he already fought Cowboy. So I guess Conor, if those are the 3 options. Next. Luke, can you please unblock me? Yeah, maybe. Danny, make sure you hit me up about this later. I'll unblock him. All right, next. Here's the thing about blocking people. I just want folks to know. Some of y'all like drinking water out of the tap. Some of y'all like drinking water out of the garden hose. I prefer to drink water through a filter. All right. Do you agree with Chael that in striking, the smaller guy has the advantage? Well, I would need to hear exactly what Chael says. There can be a lot of scenarios where the smaller guy has an advantage, but if it's speed and with those little gloves, and if they're not cutting weight as much, you can well see that there is a ton that they can do in terms of making up the ground. The weight cutting really has more to do with somebody who's going to lean and lay and grip up on you versus someone who's going to strike. Because if you're primarily concerned about striking, you have to be fleet of foot, fast, quick, agile. You don't want to have your brain messed with too much. So, and you can imagine a scenario where, yes, you're smaller, but you don't have any of those other factors working against you. You can get some things done. Next. As a metalhead, do you pay proper respect to Metallica? Love the show. It sounds very cliche to be like everything after And Justice for All sucked, but everything after And Justice for All kind of sucked. Not everything, but most things. I actually appreciated more than anything their S&M album that they did with the San Francisco Orchestra. But, And Justice for All, Ride the Lightning, their debut album, Master of Puppets. These are, Kill 'Em All. These are the seminal pieces of work. Saint Anger, or even their last one, Death Magnetic, or whatever their last one was. I haven't even kept track. They're fine, but they're not great. Next. Don't you think Conor, that's not how you spell Conor, calling out every fighter after a fight's getting weird now? I think he's just keeping his name in the mix. I don't read too much into it. Next. Luke, I've heard you say many times that you don't watch fights as a fan anymore, which is true. What exactly do you mean by that? Are there any upcoming fights or potential matchups that excite you enough where you can watch and enjoy it as a fan? No, not really. Maybe Lamont Peterson, who retired yesterday, because he's a DC guy, I watch as a fan. I really watch MMA for it. Like, I want to see high-level action. But as a fan, you get invested. Sometimes you can watch as a fan like that. But I guess what I mean when I say a fan is I don't cheer for Tony Ferguson because I like him so much. I mean, I do like Tony, but when I watch him compete, I'm looking to see his skills. And I don't want bad things to happen to these guys, but I'm not there to root for the good either. I'm there to let that process play out naturally and then observe and then comment. I don't have like a rooting interest. I don't have a fighter t-shirt or anything like that. So I watch it a little bit differently. Let's get one more in. With CTE becoming a more prevalent concern, should there be cause for concern when fighters who have been KO'd receive 1 or 2 extra blows to the head once they're out? Yes, there should be plenty of concern, but I guess the bigger issue should be post-fight and pre-fight medical screening. That's really what we want out of this. We want just to put ourselves in the best position to handle those kinds of concerns.